Imagine becoming king at just 20 years old, then conquering most of the known world before your 30th birthday. It sounds like something from a fantasy movie, but it actually happened. His name was Alexander the Great, and in just 13 years, he built one of the largest empires in ancient history. From Greece to Egypt and all the way to India, his armies marched farther than anyone thought possible. But how did one man accomplish so much in such a short life? This is the story of Alexander the Great. Alexander was born in 356 BC in the kingdom of Macedon, just north of Greece. His father was King Philip II, a brilliant military leader who transformed Macedon into a powerful kingdom. His mother was Olympias, who reportedly told young Alexander that he was destined for greatness. And Alexander certainly believed it. As a teenager, he was taught by one of history's most famous philosophers, Aristotle. Under Aristotle's guidance, Alexander studied science, politics, literature, and philosophy. But he wasn't interested only in books. He also trained for war. According to legend, at age 12, he tamed a wild horse named Bucephalus that no one else could control. Alexander noticed the horse was frightened by its own shadow. By turning it toward the sun, he calmed it and earned a loyal companion that would carry him into many future battles. In 336 BC, tragedy struck. King Philip II was assassinated. Suddenly, 20-year-old Alexander became king. Many enemies believed the young ruler would be easy to defeat. They were wrong. Alexander quickly crushed rebellions and secured his throne. Then he turned his attention to a much bigger target, the mighty Persian Empire. At the time, Persia was the largest empire in the world. Most people would have considered attacking it impossible. Alexander saw it as his opportunity. In 334 BC, Alexander crossed into Asia with roughly 40,000 soldiers. What followed was one of the most remarkable military campaigns in history. He won battle after battle against forces often much larger than his own. At the Battle of Issus, he defeated Persian king Darius III for the first time. Then came the Siege of Tyre, a heavily fortified island city thought to be nearly impossible to capture. Alexander's solution? He ordered his men to build a massive causeway through the sea so they could attack the city directly. After months of fighting, Tyre fell. His legend grew. Soon after, Alexander entered Egypt, where he was welcomed as a liberator rather than a conqueror. There, he founded a new city, Alexandria. It would become one of the most important centers of learning and culture in the ancient world. The decisive moment came in 331 BC, at the Battle of Gaugamela. Despite being heavily outnumbered, Alexander defeated Darius III once and for all. The Persian Empire collapsed. By his mid-20s, Alexander ruled territory stretching across thousands of miles. Yet he wasn't satisfied. Instead of stopping, he pushed farther east. His armies crossed deserts, mountains, and rivers that few Greeks had ever seen. Eventually, they reached parts of modern-day India. But after years of constant campaigning, his soldiers had reached their limit. They refused to march any farther. For the first time, Alexander had no choice but to turn back. In 323 BC, Alexander returned to the city of Babylon. He was only 32 years old. Then, unexpectedly, he became seriously ill. After several days of worsening sickness, Alexander died. The exact cause remains one of history's greatest mysteries. Some historians believe it was disease. Others have suggested poisoning, though evidence remains uncertain. What is clear is that his death shocked the ancient world. And because he left no clear successor, his vast empire quickly fractured into rival kingdoms. So why is Alexander still remembered more than 2,000 years later? It wasn't just because of the territory he conquered. Wherever he went, Greek culture, language, architecture, and ideas spread with him. The blending of Greek, Egyptian, Persian, and Asian traditions created a new era known as the Hellenistic Age. His influence shaped politics, science, art, and culture for centuries. Few people have changed the course of history so dramatically in such a short time. Alexander lived only 32 years, yet his name became immortal. Was Alexander the Great history's greatest military genius, or simply one of its most ambitious conquerors? Let me know what you think in the comments, and if you enjoyed this journey through history, be sure to like, subscribe, and join us for more stories about the people and civilizations that shaped our world. Until next time, thanks for watching.